Are you ready? Because the RedZone Podcast starts now. Welcome to episode 25 of the RedZone Podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Point du jour, and today we are going to be breaking down this Grey Cup game, just going over some interesting points throughout the game. I'm not going to be going through the full game, but just some very key moments from this game. So let's get right into it, and let's start in the first quarter and then kind of go through points that we want to get to. Early on, it was all Winnipeg. Early on, their offensive line was just creating great gaps for Brady Oliveira to run through, giving Zach Collaros a lot of time to throw, and Zach Collaros was efficient in this game. He was 19 for 23, so very, very efficient, and completing big second down throws early in the first half. 10-0 for Winnipeg early. They had a field goal on their first possession and then a touchdown, a Brady Oliveira run to run it in to make it 10-0 Winnipeg. But the Alouettes, down 10-0, they, next ensuing possession, scored a touchdown. And I was afraid for Montreal's offense because I was like, I don't know if they're going to end all these possessions. I don't know if they can keep up with Winnipeg offensively. I thought it'd be a lot of field goals, maybe field goals for touchdowns, and you don't want to be exchanging that. But no, they ended it in a touchdown, so 10-7, right back in the game. And the Alouettes defense also forced some turnovers. Like I said, would be the key for Montreal to win this game, and they did so. They forced a turnover. Brady Oliveira fumbled. Montreal recovered. And Montreal couldn't do anything with it after that. So the Blue Bombers took advantage of a turnover from the Owls on a punt return. They stripped the ball out, and Winnipeg got the ball back deep in Montreal territory. It was a big momentum shift once again, and it resulted in a Winnipeg touchdown to make it 17-7. And then right before the end of the first half, this was the big play here. Montreal had the ball at the Winnipeg 1 yard line. 3 chances to get 1 yard. So Caleb Evans runs in. He doesn't get the first. He doesn't get the second sneak. And he does not get the third. 3 chances, couldn't get it. Winnipeg takes over. They just, I think, ran the ball until halftime. But the Owls would get the ball back in the second half. So that could have been a huge, Winnipeg is just taking over from there and put the nail in the coffin. But Montreal came up with some big plays. Cody Fajardo came up with some big throws. Austin Mack had a spectacular catches in this Grey Cup. He made some huge ones, and they ended that drive in a touchdown. So they got right out of halftime. They scored a TD. So 17-14 for Winnipeg. And then Winnipeg gets the ball back. They are driving with Brady Oliveira and Zach Collaros, and the offensive line is still doing amazing. And Montreal makes another big play. At least that defense makes another big play. They intercept them in the end zone. They intercept Collaros in the end zone. I think it was Kavion Ento who had that end zone interception. But again, there was a lot of punts here until the beginning of the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure, where Cody Fajardo threw an interception. Cody Fajardo has been prone to throwing some interceptions throughout this year, and he threw a big one right there with Winnipeg up 3 points early in the fourth. And I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Brady Oliveira was just going to run, or they're going to just run the ball and waste a lot of time. But Montreal, they stood tall, and that defense forced a punt, which was huge, which is big time after the Fajardo interception. So the Alouettes got the ball back, and they finished it with another touchdown. Great job by the Owls offense They were great all game, and they got a huge touchdown, and now they led 21-7. So they withstood that Winnipeg early 10-0 start, and then that 17-7. They withstood these punches by the Blue Bombers to get right back in the game and to ultimately take the lead 21-17 in the fourth quarter. So we're in for a great finish. Winnipeg, they go down and they say, whatever you can do, I can do better. So I'm going to go down the field and we're going to score. And that's what Winnipeg said, and they did. 24-21 Winnipeg, just back and forth here late in the fourth quarter, which you love to see. And Montreal, they couldn't get anything on the ensuing possession, giving the ball back to Winnipeg. I think this was like 4 minutes left in the ball game. Gave the ball back to the Blue Bombers, but an illegal punt out of bounds penalty was called for Montreal, which is not good because that moves the ball up close to midfield. And that defense, again, it forces a punt. It forces a crucial punt. I think they got a sack on Zach Collaros to make it third down and for Winnipeg to punt. So they punt up 3, give the ball back to Montreal, and this was it. About 2 minutes left in the ball game. You need it. And there was some big gutsy plays by Cody Fajardo. You got to give credit to him. He got sacked, which was huge. I thought, oh boy, Winnipeg is gonna win this Grey Cup, because he got sacked with about a minute left to go, and it was like second and what? Oh, I don't even know what it was. It was 2nd and 18 or something like that. And Cody Fajardo just says, I'm out of here. I'm going to run. I'm going to run it. Boy, did he run. He ran for 13 yards to make it 3rd and very manageable. I think it was 3rd and 5. So on that 3rd and 5, and you just need 5 yards to go and get the first. There's about 40 seconds left, setting the stage here. And Cody Fajardo just says, and Jason Moss probably talked to him, so, hey, we're going to go deep here. Cody Fajardo throws it deep to Cody Speaker, I think it was. Let me just check who caught the pass. It was, Cole Speaker, who caught a deep pass down to like the 20. Huge 3rd down conversion, kept their hopes of a Grey Cup alive. And just some gutsy play calling here, because Montreal on that first down, on the ensuing possession, or the ensuing, play, they throw a pass into the end zone. It is Tyson Philpott. We got Jalen, they got Tyson Philpott, touchdown Montreal. I just had no words. 11 seconds on the clock for Winnipeg. Just masterful. I don't have any words. Cody Fajardo proved me wrong, because I thought throughout this Grey Cup, I thought it was going to be about the defense more than about the offense, but the offense held their own. Cody held his own. He had an amazing game, scored the touchdown, but still time for Winnipeg. Still 11 seconds, right? And so this would make it 28-24, 4-point game. So Winnipeg now has to drive the field, even a Hail Mary, to go and get the touchdown. But they do have a dangerous returner in Janarian Grant. Luckily, Montreal was able to stop him, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers couldn't do anything with it. They'd even try a Hail Mary at the end of the game, which I thought was a bit weird. I think they tried to punt or kick it into the end zone. I don't know, a lot of crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, it was a Montreal victory, which means they went on and won the Grey Cup, and one of the most entertaining Grey Cups in a couple years now. Well, these last few have been very good. And Winnipeg goes through another heartbreaker back-to-back years. As a Calgary Stampeder fan, I know something about that. In 2016 and into 2017, lost back-to-back. So I know a little something about that. But great for Montreal. They really came in, and they look like nobody's going to stop us today. We're going to go out there, and we are going to have a day. And that's what they did. Getting to the stats now, Cody Fajardo, 21 of 26 passing, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Kept his best game for the last game of the whole season, the Grey Cup. That's what you want to do, and that's what he did. That 1 interception, kind of a blemish on his stat line, but still a spectacular game for him. Now, William Stanback, 9 carries, 68 yards on the ground, and he also had a touchdown to his name. Austin Mack, as I said, in that receiving core, he had some great catches in this one-handed. He ended with 6 receptions for 103 yards and a touchdown. Tyson Philpott, 6 receptions for 63 yards and a touchdown. And Cole Speaker, as I said, made the big 3rd down catch late in the game. 3 receptions, 62 yards, and a touchdown. So Montreal, their offense came to play in this Grey Cup, and also their defense. When you get a combination of both, you have a chance, and that's what they did. They won the Grey Cup. Let's get to the losing side, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Zach Collaros, 19 for 23, so he was also very efficient in this game. 236 yards and an interception. No passing touchdowns. I thought that was a bit weird, but their rushing game took over for Zach in the touchdown category. Brady Oliveira had a touchdown, also 119 yards, 19 carries for him. You got what you wanted from Brady. Dakota Prukop had 2 touchdowns, actually, two sneak touchdowns at the 2 or the 1 yard line. So that was also big. So they took care of the 3 touchdowns that Winnipeg had in this game. And then the receivers for Winnipeg, Kenny Lawler led with 77 yards, 3 receptions. Nick Dembski, 8 for 74. Dalton Schoen, who was questionable before the game he ultimately played, he had 3 receptions for 36 yards. So that is the stats for both teams offensively, and what a game. You couldn't have asked for a better game in this Grey Cup, unless you're a Winnipeg fan and you had to experience them losing for the 2nd straight year, and this, the dynasty, I guess, is cut off. It depends on what you define a dynasty as, if two out of 4 is enough, or if it's really that 3-time champ, or however many years, 3 and 5 or whatever, if that's really considered a dynasty. But let me know in the comment section, what do you consider a dynasty? Is it 3 or is it 2? Is 2 enough for you in a certain amount of years? But congratulations to the Montreal Alouettes. I think they had their parade today. So I hope Montreal enjoyed that with their I heard the players ate some poutine at like a bar or something out of the cup. So, whatever you want to do. If you want to drink beer or eat poutine out of the Grey Cup, that is on you. You're a champion. But what a great CFL season. What a great playoffs. I mean, there was upsets, with Montreal being a main culprit of those upsets, and they are winners. They are the 2023 Grey Cup champions. But to everyone that's joined us, and this is our last podcast for season 1, we will be back in season 2. Don't worry, but stay tuned, because there may be a little something to hint at a date. I may be doing the premiere episode for season 2, but watch out for that. I don't think there'll be one next week. I don't think so. I don't think there'll be any big news until later, maybe even in December. So we have a little bit of a break here, but we will be right back here. You'll know when we're back, because I'll hint it on my Instagram and all that, or hint at it. I don't know. That wasn't, whatever. We will be right back sitting here and talking some more CFL football, and obviously Calgary Stampeder football. But that will do it. I hope everyone enjoyed throughout this whole regular season and playoffs, me breaking down games. Go watch a few, why not? 25 episodes to catch up on. Or if you watched all of it, then hope you come back for season 2. But that'll do it for the Red Zone podcast. I hope everyone enjoys, if you're an American, their Thanksgiving. And if you're a Canadian, just hope you enjoy the rest of the week. But we'll see you soon. Until next time, peace.